NASA's Voyager 1 mission, which was launched in 1977, continued to travel after entering what is known as interstellar space in 2012 and is currently 14.5 billion miles beyond Earth. And while Voyager 1 continues to function normally, mission scientists recently noted that it seemed uncertain about its whereabouts in space without entering safe mode or otherwise sounding an alarm. Are you guys aware of Voyager 1's findings? Welcome to the Space Gateway, where you can get more information about space. The first spacecraft to leave the solar system and enter interstellar space is Voyager 1. It launched on September 5th, 1977, nearly 2 weeks after its twin, Voyager 2, and as of August 2022, it was the Earth's farthest spacecraft, at a distance of around 14.6 billion miles from our planet. According to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Voyager 1 is now traveling across space at a speed of about 38,000 miles per hour. NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft is the most advanced. Voyager 1, which was launched in 1977 with the intention of passing by Jupiter and Saturn, entered interstellar space in August 2012 and is still gathering data. Longer than any other spacecraft in history, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are twin ships. The Voyager missions are helping scientists better grasp the very nature of energy and radiation in space, which is crucial knowledge for safeguarding upcoming missions and people. They are also giving humanity observations of completely unexplored territory. A copy of The Golden Record, which contains greetings in 55 different languages, images of people and locations on Earth, and music spanning from Beethoven to Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good, is carried by Voyager 1. In April 1978, while it was roughly 165 million miles from the planet, it started its Jovian imaging mission. Jupiter's atmosphere appeared to be more tumultuous in images returned by January 1979 than it had been during the Pioneer flybys in 1973 and 1974. Voyager 1 started taking pictures on January 30th, 1979, and continued doing so every 96 seconds for a total of 100 hours. This resulted in a color time-lapse movie that showed 10 rotations of Jupiter. The spacecraft entered the Jovian moon system on February 10, 1979, and in early March it found a thin ring encircling Jupiter, less than 19 miles or 30 kilometers thick. At 12:05 on March 5, 1979, Voyager 1 made its closest approach to Jupiter at a distance of roughly 174,000 miles. Subsequently, it encountered several of Jupiter's moons, including Amalthea, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto in that order, returning spectacular photos of their terrains and opening up completely new worlds for planetary scientists. One of the most intriguing discoveries was made about the planetary body Io, where photos revealed a strange yellow, orange, and brown world with at least 8 active volcanoes spewing material into space, making it one of the most, if not the most, geologically active planets in the solar system. The presence of active volcanoes raised the possibility that the sulfur and oxygen in Jovian space may be due to sulfur dioxide-rich volcanic plumes from Io. Phoebe and Metis, 2 more moons, were found by the spacecraft. Voyager 1 made its initial course correction after its encounter with Jupiter on April 9, 1979, in order to get ready for its rendezvous with Saturn. On October 10, 1979, a second adjustment was made to make sure the spacecraft wouldn't collide with Saturn's moon Titan. In November 1979, it made a flyby of the Saturn system, which was equally stunning as the first time. 5 new moons were discovered by Voyager 1, along with a ring system with thousands of bands, wedge-shaped transient clouds of minute particles in the B ring that were dubbed spokes, a new ring, the G ring, and shepherding satellites on either side of the F ring that maintain the ring's sharp edges. The spacecraft captured images of Titan, Mimas, Enceladus, Tethys, Dione, and Rhea during its flyby of Saturn. Voyager 1 crossed Titan at 5:41 on November 12, 1979, at a distance of around 2,500 miles, making it perhaps the most interesting target. Images showed that the surface was completely hidden by a dense atmosphere. The probe discovered that 90% of the Moon's atmosphere was made up of nitrogen. 1.6 atmospheres of pressure and minus 292 degrees Fahrenheit were the surface pressure and temperature, respectively. Are you interested in learning about Voyager 1's closest approach to Saturn? Subscribe to Space Gateway to know more about NASA missions in detail. At a distance of approximately 78,000 miles, Voyager 1 made its closest approach to Saturn on November 12, 1980. After the encounter with Saturn, Voyager 1 began its journey out of the solar system at a speed of about 3.5 AU, 325 million miles, per year. Its path took it 35 degrees north of the ecliptic plane and in the general direction of the Sun's motion with respect to nearby stars. The spacecraft wasn't pointed at Uranus and Neptune because of the requirements for the Titan flyby. The first portrait of our solar system, as viewed from outside, was taken on February 14, 1990, when Voyager 1's cameras were oriented backwards and recorded roughly 60 photographs of the Sun and planets. Carl Sagan, a professor at Cornell University and a member of the Voyager research team, created the pale blue dot image from a mosaic of these pictures. Even though Mercury and Mars are not visible, the image has often been referred to as the Solar System Family Portrait. The two Voyager spacecraft took 67,000 photographs in total, the last of which were these. For the interplanetary trip, their cameras were turned off to conserve power and memory. After the last planetary encounter concluded in 1989, Voyager 1 and 2 missions were deemed to be members of the Voyager interstellar mission, which formally launched on January 1, 1990. The new mission aims to take NASA's investigation of the solar system beyond the region around the outer planets and maybe even further, to the furthest points of the Sun's sphere of influence. Data collection on the boundary between the heliosphere, the area of space dominated by the magnetic field and solar field of the Sun, and the interstellar medium are one of the specific objectives. When Voyager 1 passed Pioneer 10 on February 17, 1998, at a distance of 69.4 AU from the Sun, it took the title of the most distant human-made object in existence. On August 25, 2012, the spacecraft finally left the heliosphere and became the first spacecraft to ever measure the interstellar environment. On September 5, 2017, NASA celebrated the 40th anniversary of the launch of Voyager 1, which is still in contact with the Deep Space Network and transmits data from 4 instruments that are still operational. A 12-inch diameter gold-plated copper disc with a message written on it is carried by each Voyager for any potential extraterrestrials who might come across the spacecraft. The message was created by a team under the direction of Carl Sagan. Similar to the plaques on Pioneer 10 and 11, the record contains symbols that depict Earth's position in relation to a number of pulsars. Similarly to a vinyl record player, the records come with instructions on how to play them using a cartridge and a needle. Additionally, it has 115 photos of earthly life and greetings from Kurt Waldheim, then UN Secretary General, and Jimmy Carter, then President of the United States. The Sun and its warmth are now nearly 11 billion miles away from the two Voyagers. Mission engineers started putting a new management strategy into place for the older robots in 2019 to guarantee they keep providing the finest scientific data they can. Voyager 1 will stay inside the solar system until it leaves the Oort cloud in another 14,000 to 28,000 years, though, if we define our solar system as the Sun and everything that principally orbits the Sun. Which of the Voyager 1 missions entertains you? Let us know in the comments section below. Also subscribe to Space Gateway for more exciting videos like this. Check out other videos on this channel, too.